Hello everybody, thank you for joining me. This is Game God Fluent, bringing you episode 59. That's right, we're almost to 60 of Let's Play Aleph, the hardcore D&D style open world CRPG made miraculously in RPGMaker. We're 33 in, according to the game, and we're in the snowy forests. Never seen before. By human eyes, perhaps. This game is so obscure, it's like, has it been? We're trying to get to E2. We're on E3, so if we go north here, then we can go ahead and get there. But I'm excited to just explore and grab some frost leaves, and just have a good old relaxing time. Ooh, what kind of enemies are appearing? Wendigos, I guess? Are they fans of the harsh climates? Harvestable tree. I'm gonna go ahead and put, let's see, let me tab out for a second and look at the list. E2, second segment, and Junkie Rods are both E2, and Blight is F4. So we've got a lot. Piety is B1, and who knows what is in the rest of these places up here. E3. So let's go ahead and put on the Aleph, the second segment, which would give us all 7 segments of the Scroll of Annihilation. Can you believe it? It seems like we've done that fast. Some sort of frost giant, or is that a Grood Frost, really? I guess I should fight some of these guys. What are you? Grood Frost and an Arctic Wolf. Okay, so nothing too tough. Cast a little ice. Cool. 42 XP, 42 gold. Hides, frost leaf, mead. Okay. So we're gonna turn north here. Not seeing much here. Oh no, what is that thing? Oh, that's an ice elemental. Don't know if we fought the ice versions yet. Okay. E2, here we are. The second segment is just due north, but are we gonna hit rocks? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. They're gonna play us right. It's right out of it, aren't they? Let's see. The tension is thick. Might as well fight an ice elemental. Oh, he can't touch me. There we go. Level 35. Dispel. We have a dead ice elemental. 44 XP, 47 gold, ice essence, frost leaf. Eris is level 62. There's another frost leaf. We're almost there, guys. What kind of... just iron. Nothing too big and deadly, which is surprising. This area is somewhat hard to reach. There it is. The 7th and final piece. Let's save just in case something happens. There it is, Fragment of Annihilation. And we have all 7 pieces if we look at the key items. Fragment of Annihilation times 7, but we only have 2 of the dungeon keys. So we still have a long way to go. Now, the junky rods, which are somewhere on this map that we have known about forever but could never reach them. They are 96, so back here, 55, so further north. And then we can also check the cartography map and see if there's any little structures we could find. Wow, we're getting into like, oh, is it the evening or something? Boom, what do we have here? Chunky rod, a metal rod that resonates and hums when struck. That's weird, what is that? Ancient bones, another junky rod. So what do we do with those? Are they weapons? They are maces. Huh. MP. They raise intelligence quite a bit and protects against mute. Huh. You're using Echo's Grimoire. I'm using a Grimoire. No, I'm using Enlightenment. Probably don't want to switch to a junky rod, but it's good that we finally got them. Yeah. We have Enlightenment, which is major. Very cool. So now I can come here and cross off both junky rods and the final segment, the second segment. Okay. So as for things close to us, Piety is at B1. So maybe we can make a break for Piety at B1. And then Blight is F4. It's another dungeon we can try. And the Silent Poet is somewhere between B1 and E5 apparently. So maybe we can get a hint with the cartography spell. Let's go ahead and look. I've got some coffee I gotta finish here. Okay, yeah. I see. And there's stuff to see with a boat up here, like that little island up there. Oh my gosh. What a boat ride that would be, though. It's delicious coffee through a straw. Alright, let's go northeast. Let's set our sights for Piety. I'm gonna hoof it a little bit and keep my eyes peeled. The Silent Poet is somewhere around here. I'd expect there to be something here, but there's not. The ice flows. That's awesome. Still trying to get in touch with the dev of this game a few days later now. He is on Steam with his content packs for RPGMaker that sell assets that are just gorgeous. They look like these assets and just amazing stuff that he sells on there. And itch.io, Pioneer Valley Games, look them up and say, hey man, if you're still around. Last anybody heard from him really, I guess, was 2 years ago. So obviously a lot could change in 2 years, but would love to get a hold of him. If even just to say thank you for making this game, which is such an incredible D&D style open world CRPG that he miraculously made an RPGMaker. So that's the thing, his assets, like the graphical assets and stuff, are so good. They really add a lot, and he's got a few other short games that maybe I'll play. Short RPGs that are just like, yeah, they're short, but still look interesting, still very beautiful. I do want to come down here a little bit more before we go to B3. Oh, we're up against the water now, okay. Let's go west. Looks like a cat. Lone Arctic wolf must be starving. Put it out of its misery. 15 XP, 14 gold, 2 hides. So the silent poet could be somewhere around here. We're in D3 now. D7 is going to be something we can't reach because there's water to the south. D7's on a totally other continent, essentially. But there's usually stuff by the water. Excuse me, that we can come and check out. Alright, well, just meteors. Cute little fella trying his offensive stance. 69 XP, 70 gold, frost leaf, mead, 2 hides, frost leaf. Oh man, a bunch of enemies down here, and doesn't seem to be much of anything down here. Wow. 44 XP, 47 gold, Ice Essence, Frost Leaf, Alathir's level 58. Oops. Level 63 Wendigo, yeah, there. I guess they pack a little bit of a punch, but... Oh, what? Yeah, they pack a punch. That is the most damage we've ever been hit for. Oh my gosh, I hope we can kill it in time. As to nothing else tragic happens. Yikes. As soon as I say I guess they pack a punch, it's like, I'll show you a punch, buddy. Dang. 99 XP, 109 gold, frost leaf, 2 hides. I'm level 60. Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, it was not even a question. Just boom. Minor health. Alright. That reminds me to save. Because if we run into a pack of them, I guess it could be a problem. Oh no. Are we going to be hit with the water up here and we can't go any further? Oops. No, it looks like we'll curve around, maybe. Maybe. These are like the frigid, icy north. There's really not going to be many ruins. Oh no, more water. I do want to check down here, though. Oh no. If I get turned away by water up here, I'm going to be sad. Oh my gosh, look at me. Look at me go. Look at me go. Wow. Okay, we're in D2. I don't even want to look at cartography right now because I fear what it's going to show me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's water. Wow. I thought for sure we were on our way. Oh, boat only. Okay, but there is a structure over here, so... Plus we found the junkie rods and stuff. There's our pack of Wendigos. Okay, so... Let's curse them with the abyss. No, let's, yeah, abyss them. We're not going to take them lightly this time. Holothier. Cause hysteria, and you just attack. Frozen Crush. Cracked Skull. Holothier has a nice cracked skull now. We can get rid of that, though. Hysteria. Confused. Okay, we got this. Meteors should do it. I can't see their health bars. They're all pretty much close to death. Wow, they do hit hard. Hit himself. And the meteor's just for you. He evaded it. Wow. This should kill him off. Boom. How much XP for that? 228, 254 gold, 4 hides, 8 hides. Cuthbert's level 56. Oh no, run. No time. Cracked skull or not. Gotta go, gotta go. Okay, I think the structure is down here. And I don't immediately know what the structure is. Let's fix that cracked skull. Do you have restore? Who has restore? Holothier does. Boom. No more cracked skull. That's a 9th level spell, restore. Otherwise I don't know what we do. So there's something here. D2. I'm not immediately sure what this is. Let's save and check it out. This is the Lost House. Cheese wheel. What is that? Large confections. Oh, there's someone here. Okay, I want to not take that stool, so... Huh. Garen. A strange man covered in dark apothecary garb. Greetings. It is not often visitors come out this way. You aren't the You are the seer, I can tell. The seers are no strangers to the apothecaries. I was not expecting you, but all the same you are here. The apothecaries have served the seers for many lifetimes, and I would be remiss if I did not offer any poultices to your service. Who are you? Forgive me, seer. I am but a simple apothecary working out here in the midst of the frozen vale. I've been attempting to dissect ingredients necessary to make the legendary dragon tonic, but alas, I fear I'm no closer now than when I started. What can you do? My expertise lies with alchemical concoctions, potions, draughts. It's a guarantee you will find nobody better when it comes to remedies, maladies. And my something yo masks helps protect me from any ailments. Okay, wait. Let's get that off the screen so I can actually read what the heck is going on here. Alright. I'm but a simple apothecary working in isolation. Potions and poultices. When it comes to remedies and maladies, I assure you. My mask also helps protect me, okay? may join me. Ah, but it would seem you currently travel with a full retinue. Shall I wait you a freehold? Wait a freehold. It would be my honor if you allow my company on your travels, seer. What's the name of your new companion? Garen. Cool. With his strange mask. Alright, so an extra party member who at this point I don't think we're really going to ever use. I don't know, maybe. What is this? An old basket. You know, we might as well look into blacksmithy for star iron and see what we can make with star iron, right? A battle axe. A star iron staff. Star iron gear. Even the heavier gear like a breastplate. Only I can use the heavier stuff. So let's take a quick look at what we actually could possibly use. Nothing for you, right? She's only using a blackwood targe, so if we can get her a star iron, or even him, Cuthbert, a star iron, then there's armor. So we'll take a look here. 2 shields and an armor, potentially. Let's see how this works. Iron soldier shield. And then let's go with the iron spell shield. And just, I should have saved first. Oops. Wow, raises resistance. Well. Oh, that is sexy. Raises strength 4, defense 6. HP 23, lowers agility only by 1. And then for your blackwood targe, I wouldn't mess with it because you have the agility. So it really comes down to wanting either the soldier shield. Yeah, we'll go with the soldier shield. Boom, nice upgrade. Now the spell iron shield. Or the spell shield we'll just hang on to. And let's go ahead and save like in 2. Make the rest of the ingots. And I doubt we could use the weapons, but maybe the tunic. And that's probably all we're making if we use it. Wow, why is he not using the magic cloth robe? Star iron. Nice, 7 luck, 10 resist, 10 defense, 40 HP, only loses 1 more agility. Cool. He's now decked out in star iron, and you... That magic cloth robe is really something. Can you maybe wear it? No. For some reason it would have worked perfect for Sir Cuthbert, but not quite to be. Very nice though. We used our star iron for a good cause. It would be cool if there was a rare book or something here, but oh, there is. Journal entry of Doug the Thorough. That is a rare book. Cloth cloak. I'd love to see what's in the reagent cabinet. Nothing here, but let's take a moment, guys. I've been saying I wanted to do it for a while now. Let's read a little bit, even though I kind of have a toothache and it's going to kill me a little bit, but let's see. What was the Ars Mortalis again? Oh, a book. Right, a tome, the legendary Necromancer's tome. Light. No, that we read that. Ghouls and Golems, the two prophets, coming of the Dark Father, bringer of light. Alright, we read The Age of Nights. So after that would be, I'm not sure if we read Age of the Plague Dead by Varen Kalor, Master Historian of House Kalor. With the coming of Anathema, the remaining colonies were in a panic. Blame firstly settled on the Hailgear for casting the spell of singularity, but then quickly shifted to the Brotherhood of Humanity for instigating the crisis. The known members of the Brotherhood were rounded up and executed. Anathema left Glianessa upon its ruin and crossed the Great Sea to the northern continent. The manifestation cast a powerful spell which animated the rotting remains of all those who died during the Hailgear and human civil war. The bodies came to unlife, becoming impervious to minor wounds and only being stopped by having their bodies completely eradicated and destroyed. The large swarms of undead quickly plagued the humans with their presence and relentless, merciless attacks. For every victim claimed by the undead, the dark, shambling army's ranks swelled. The perpetual darkness caused by the return of Anathema caused all of the crops to wither and die. Food was no longer able to be grown except for certain types of mushrooms and fungus. Many humans began to starve to death, adding to the number of the undead. Anathema himself tore through colonies, annihilating buildings and killing any living creature in his path. The three great dragons, which had been in hiding since the fall of the Dark Devourer, arose once more and joined forces to wreak unimaginable havoc upon mankind. At several points in time, the humans rallied armies to march against Anathema and the great dragons, but were overwhelmed by the forces of the dead. One by one, the colonies fell, and only a small pocket of human resistance remained. A Hailgear scholar who had fled the travesty at Glianessa, sorry, I'm really stuffed up, had taken as many books with him as he could carry. He, along with a small group of Hailgear scholars, sailed to the Isle of Creeping Vines and established a small settlement. When looking through the books that he and the others salvaged, the scholar found the works of the Arcane Sanctum amongst them. The Hailgear scholar and his colleagues worked diligently to learn about the spell of singularity to better understand what happened and why, and more importantly, how to stop Anathema. The Isle of Creeping Vines was never a target of attacks by Anathema, the great dragons. We've read this book, haven't we? So the scholars were able to work diligently for several years, and finally found a possible solution to humanity's plague. Sorry about that, but there's a little refresher. Did we read The Age of Final Weapons? Let's see. Alright. By Varen Kalor, Master Historian of House Kalor. Every passing month claims more and more lives of men, adding to the swelling number of Anathema's horde. Knights led valiant charges only to be slaughtered, armies marched only to be slain. Wizards attempted to use magic to banish the undead and the great dragons, but to no avail, for Anathema's magic was far stronger. Mankind's final hope laid with the efforts of a few Hailgear scholars on the Isle of Creeping Vines. We may have read this too. After several years of studying the tomes left behind by the Arcane Sanctum, the scholars finally deconstructed the spell of singularity. It created a terrible manifestation of all things evil within mankind, and only those with the purest of intentions and clearest of conscience could harm the creature. However, this task would be all but impossible with the current siege of all mankind, especially as it forced people into barbaric acts just to survive. More drastic measures would need to be taken to stop the terrible beasts from destroying all that lives. While studying the spell of singularity, the scholars made numerous discoveries of their own, ultimately resulting in the very chaotic, unstable annihilation spell. The spell was a double-edged sword for the Hailgear people, for it would only destroy the likes of Anathema and the undead at the cost of destroying all Hailgear of pure blood. The scholars debated this option for a long time, realizing that it would mean their own deaths, but for the sake of the greater good. Ultimately, the scholars decided that if they did not cast the spell of annihilation, then Anathema would find them and bring them to their ends all the same. The scholars were not wizards, however. They sent a small group to the northern continent, to the last major stronghold of mankind, Arskama. The Hailgear representatives were met initially with hostility. We did read this, but when they pleaded their case and the possibility of a final solution, the king of Arskama acquiesced and heard the Hailgear out. At once, the king sent a group of wizards with the Hailgear, and they left for the Isle of Creeping Vines. The undead scourge and the great dragons were on the verge of beating down the walls of Arskama. The wizards and scholars wasted no time in preparing the spell of annihilation, referred to as the final weapon. The wizards had brought along several human scholars to chronicle the momentous event, and promised the Hailgear scholars that their sacrifice would be noted in history, and mankind would never think darkly of their kind. The spell began, the wizards summoning all of their might, and a deafening explosion shook the ground and sea. The sky burned a fiery red, at once purging away all the darkness that plagued the lands for many years. The Hailgear of True Blood burned to ash, for they themselves were the components of the spell. The hordes of undead collapsed into piles of dust and were scattered into the wind. Anathema's flesh melted from his tightened frame, but he did not perish. The creature, greatly weakened to the point of near death, withdrew to somewhere outside of this existence to regain his strength. The three great dragons once more fled for their lives and went into hiding. The wizards and human scholars returned to Arskama and told the king and the people of the Hailgear's great sacrifice. The king ordered the construction of a memorial in their honor. Mankind celebrated, even though their numbers were but a fraction of what they once were, and everyone who were of mixed Hailgear and human blood were revered greatly. Excuse me, so wait, that makes me want to talk about Arskama. Okay, so this is an ancient book too, Trade Pact with Arskama by Lord Cleason Olmsey of Nysa. So, hail, your grace, it is with an urgent hand I write to you. The circle of rot I wrote to you 2 dark moons ago is growing unabated. It has swallowed up the whole of the School of Magic and all of the crops. I have given orders to relocate people closer to the western coast. We need assistance, your grace. We're unable to sow new crops, nor is any of the old harvest usable. The blight spreads and destroys more land each day, and we are no closer to finding the cause of it than before. What we need is food. I suggest a new trade pact between Nysa and the House of the Fallen Knight. As always, we remain your faithful vassals, but we are willing to trade what remains of the scrolls, ingredients, parchments, and other items of magical quality salvaged from the sinking School of Magic for enough food to last the winter. There are not many people left to feed, so it would not need to be much. I send this note to you with a gift, a token of our good faith, as it pleases your grace. In humility, Lord Cleason Olmsey of Nysa. Now, the magic school, that would be the Blight. Oh no, Blight, the dungeon, lies eastward of the magic school. Did we check out the magic school? I want to say we did, but I'm not 100% sure. It's over there by Nysa. Into the night. Cautionary tale about Garan the Mad. Don't touch the mirror at the dark of night, they told me. They told me that, they did. But they have not truly seen, the magnificent colors of the mirror. No, they did not. So how could they possibly know? The mirror changes its color, it does. I've seen it, I have. It goes from red to orange to yellow to green to blue to black. I've seen all of the colors. They haven't. They told me not to touch the mirror, though, at the dark of night, so what choice did I possibly have but to do so? And why not? I have touched the mirror at the break of dawn and viewed the lovely wood as light shone through the leafy canopy above. I've touched the mirror at noon and stared out across open plain and felt the warm breeze upon my face. I've touched the mirror at dusk and looked upon the sad ruins and felt the whispers of ghosts. So then why should the dark of night be feared? You are mad, they told me. I already knew that, though. I did. I waited all day, watching the color change. I waited all night, seeing the blue and purple of the mirror fade, and then I saw it turn black in the black of night, when the moon gave no light. I peered at the mirror close to see what was inside, but there was no reflection. No light, no reflection, it is true. I am mad, they say, and a madman must act mad, so I touched the mirror, and so it went that way. I opened my eyes when I felt intense heat and saw orange and red dance across my eyelids. A pit 100 hands deep yawned before me, filled with bubbling molten rock. I felt eyes upon me, and no regular eyes like the ones that told me not to touch the mirror in the black of night. Above me and below me and to the sides I saw red sinewy flesh moving, a pale contrast to the reddened earth walls. Demonic horns and fangs glinted, they did. I saw them, I know. In the middle of the yawning pit I stared into the empty sockets of a skull. No, it was not a skull. It was bone, yes, but it was much too large, and it had horns and fangs and a characteristic enough to drive a madman madder. I would know, I would. The sockets peered into me, and for a lifetime I stood on the edge of the pit and stared back. There was little else to do because I was told not to touch the mirror, but I did, and now I had to stare at the face of corruption and madness. If it weren't for a large burst of molten rock standing at my feet and forcing me backwards, I would not have touched the mirror again. But it did happen, and I did touch the mirror, I did, and I found myself back in the wood at dawn. Don't touch the mirror in the black of night, they told me. They really did. I would tell the same of you now. Unless, of course, you really want to, which I did, but I don't recommend it. Okay, that's cool. So the mirrors actually change colors, and that's how you can tell where they're going to send you. So that might be an optional super boss, that's a good thing to know. Oh, I'm so stuffed up, guys. I'm so sorry. Echo. I have a tickle in my throat. Echo History by Larian, journeyman historian of House Kaler. There is much speculation surrounding the legendary Magus Echo de Dragon of Hailgear descent. Wait a minute. We read that recently. Alchemical treaties? No, we already read that. So we read a lot of these. Water elementals we read. Shimmering mirrors. We read that. The Grimoire. 8 parts to it. And there's still a ton left. We did have a journal entry of Doug the Thorough, unless these are different. Regarding Doug the Thorough. Why would they be separate entries here, I wonder? Oh, this one's done by Doug the Thorough. The other one is done by someone else. Huh. Okay, so anyway, let's start reading House for the Mentally Infirm. We'll come back to the Grimoire. Construction of the House for the Mentally Infirm. Torin Glow, head priest of the Priests of Light. As it pleases your grace, I submit my bid for the construction of a house for the mentally infirm to be appraised. The lands of Ellen are called cursed by many men. They say that those who dwell here lose their wits and become little more than beasts. But it is not the land, your grace, I swear it. And those who lose their wits, are they not still men in need of help? If a man falls and breaks his leg, should you not help him and bind his wound, or merely call him a lame horse? I think we read this too. 8,000 gold coins, right. So the House of the Mentally Infirm is in Ellen. Wait, I want to read that again, actually. Pick the location north of the mountain pass and away from the township of Ellen. Okay. That's where we've got to find that place. Right. So many things in these books that we can actually go to. It's so cool. The Black Scroll by Varen Kaler, Master Historian of House Kaler. Wizards of the Arcane Sanctum collaborated for months with one another in their attempt to perfect what would be called the Spell of Singularity. When mankind stormed the shores of Gleonessa, the Hailgear wizards had little choice but to use the spell in its infancy before there was a chance for man to destroy it. The spell drew upon the black bones of the Dark Father and unleashed the entity we know as Anathema, which destroyed both Hailgear and man. The Scroll of Singularity did survive that day, though, through all odds against it. A young scribe by the name of Talgor Bor discovered the Black Scroll of Singularity shortly after the massive death that swallowed Gleonessa. He plucked it from the charred dead fingers of an unrecognizable corpse that had clutched it tightly to protect it. Talgor brought the Black Scroll with him to the Isle of Creeping Vines to be studied by a group of Hailgear scholars and fellow scribes. Upon the defeat of Anathema, the Black Scroll was returned to Gleonessa, though not by Talgor Bor, who had passed away prior. Dame Presden, dubbed Knight of the Scroll, sailed to the Isle of Creeping Vines, recovered the Black Scroll, and returned it to Gleonessa. Once the Black Scroll of Singularity was recovered, King Richard granted lordship to the steward of Gleonessa, Maegir Stein, a powerful wizard. He was tasked with protecting the Black Scroll and further research of spells. The scroll has been kept under lock and key since. That's in where? Gleonessa? Maegir Stein. He wasn't home, I don't think. Did we talk to him? I do not remember. And that's the Scroll of Singularity, but not of Annihilation, right? It doesn't say anything about the Annihilation. So that was the Scroll of Singularity. Huh. I wonder if we can find that scroll. It seems plausible. The Infinite Library. By Luis Borges. Within the Great Library, it is said that infinite wisdom exists. It is said that each book contains a certain combination of letters, and that amongst all books, every single combination of letters exists within their pages, and there numbers an infinite number of books within the library. One book might be page after page of nothing but the letter A, and the next book would contain page after page of the letter A with a B at the end. If you were to look through enough books, you will find every single written and unwritten works in all of history. The treatise of Arskama, the fallacy of the king, the laments of a high priest, the mad ramblings of sinners and saints alike, in every language and every combination and permutation thereof. However, how can an infinite number of books exist if only one of each book exists with a specific combination of letters and spaces? Certainly the number of books is exhaustively large, but ultimately finite, for there are only so many combinations that will fit within the pages of the books. So all that can be known has been known and will ever be known does exist among the books, but it is not infinite. That's pretty cool. Sorry, I sound horrible. Brotherhood of Man Manifesto by Ix the Red Dawn. My fellow man, my brothers, I bid you good day, and what a glorious day it is, for the Son of Man rises on the horizon, chasing the darkness out of the sky. What could be more noble and magnificent than the Son of Man? For too long has the night surrounded us, my brothers. The darkness seeped into our bones, into our eyes, into our minds, plagued us, our children, made us forget who and what we are. We are the glorious beams of light, my brothers. The Hail Gear would like for us to forget that. The darkness I speak of course, is the plague of the Hail Gear overlords. The hoarders of fell magics and queer artifacts enjoy little more than to keep man at bay, and in the dark of ignorance and poverty. Why should man eat and drink at the High Lord Hail Gear's table? Why should man read the Hail Gear's books? Man is deemed unworthy by the Hail Gear to sup at their table, to read their books, to learn their magics. But it is the Hail Gear, I say, that is unworthy to spit-shine the boots of man. Who came to the aid of the Hail Gear in their most dire of moments and saved them from destruction? Who provided an abundance of food for the High Lords of Hail Gear to feast? Who spilled their life's blood in service to the scholars of Gleonessa? Why, it was man. And now it is time to shine, my brothers. It is time to rise up above the horizon and push the darkness of ignorance and shame away. It is time to perch ourselves high in the sky like the rightful lords of the realm we are. My brothers, it is time we created a new, better day for all of man, for the betterment of man, for the sake of man. Glory to man, Ix the Red Dawn. Yeah, pretty stupid stuff there in my opinion, but I mean, just someone making the Brotherhood of Man like that guy was an idiot. To catch a predator. Feigner Wargtooth, master of the Hunters Guild. The Wargwolf is a dangerous, often deadly beast to hunt. They appear to be a strange cross between an ogre and a dire wolf, for they have the resemblance of the dire wolf, but stand upright with their massive bodies in a way that is reminiscent of ogres. Wargwolves have keen noses and will track their prey from great distances. They seem to favor preying on children, perhaps due to their defenselessness and lack of speed to run. The Wargwolf's hide is as thick as leather jerkin, covered with fur that shelters the beast from the cold. Small blades are inefficient for hunting this beast. I recommend heavy-duty blades, or better yet, fire, if you don't much care about some singed hide. I do not suggest hunting wargwolves for their meat. Although it is edible, it is stringy, tough, and not particularly flavorful. The choicest portion of meat comes from the thigh and lower rib area, if one is so inclined to partake. Thick armor is recommended if you're not very fast. Wargwolves have teeth like daggers and claws like short swords. We read this too. Both have little trouble piercing soft man flesh, sure enough. Plate mail is recommended with a sturdier heater shield. Be wary, wargwolves have a tendency to pass on communicable diseases. One seldom walks away from a fight with a wargwolf unscathed. Maybe a book written like it, I'm not sure. Transcribed Hail Gear poem. The dawn. Trembled the likes of the favored and man at the sight of the dark father's hand. A mighty tremor of blood and bone rain came crashing down across the land. Shouts of terror and death and war, man and favored at the darkness tore. Away demon, dragon and bane, death to the father one and all swore. The mages with the bringer of light, wielding favored spells, joined the fight. Blinded the father, caused him pain, and the bringer stabbed with all his might. The dark father screeched and screamed, the dark horde. The rest of the poem is missing. Okay. Pretty cool. Putting the dead to use. Dark mare, dead flesh, necromancer of the cult. An assistant dies on ye, yeah? That be the end of it? No, says I. A pox eats away at your only child. Bury the child? No, says I. An army lies dead in the field, yeah? Let them to the crows? No, says I. A good corpse is a terrible thing to waste. The first action that must be taken is a proper examination of the remains, yeah? Ye must inspect the flesh, if the body has it, or the bone if it does not. If the flesh is firm, that is good. If the flesh sloughs off, that is bad. Dispose of the corpse and get a new one, unless you wish to boil it away for bones. If the corpse be but bone, check bones, yeah? Make sure they are not too far gone. Broken bones are no good. You don't want cracked ones either. Once the remains look sound, bathe them in the spiced heather oil with crushed ash. If just bone, add death cap for strengthening. Chant, chant. It matters little, the spell will work without it, but it helps fill the space to chant, yeah? Once the spell takes hold, you must properly show the undead who's the Lord. If you don't, you'll find yourself being turned into a corpse yourself, yeah? Also, don't name them, yeah? I'd done that once. Poor old rot-face Holgut. I scarcely think my heart can be brought back from the death it suffered when he was slain again. Oh, man. Not the best time to read, but toothache, all stuffed up. Oath of Light by Father Eric Thoster. Okay, we talked to him. The Morning Light. He was in Ellen, I believe. I am the candle of the night, dispelling the darkness of the faithless. I am the book of wisdom, removing ignorance and doubt to my righteous cause. I am the mace that wards the realm from those who seek to do it harm. I am the hammer of the blacksmith, shaping the steel of resolve. I am the loom of the weaver, bringing together all of man. I am the nails of the carpenter, building a better world. I am of the high order of clerics, and this is my oath. I will always be the defender of the weak, helper of the poor. I will always be one with the bringer of light. Pretty cool. That's what Halathir had to read, I suppose. Tithing the Cairns by Father Eric Thoster. Blessed are the seven who gave their lives for the good of the realm. Blessed are those who pay homage to the seven in their final resting places, the cairns of the fallen. Give freely of your gold, as the seven have given freely of their lives for yours, and be blessed. Tithe properly and enjoy piety. Speak the name of the one of seven, depending on whose cairn you grace. Speaking the name aloud brings life anew to the seven, and they will forever watch over the realm. Sir William Ellis, the fallen knight. Dame Sky Solid, the shooting star. Sir Brandon Maricus, the Black Tower. Sir Oscar Lyle, the Sword of the Deep. Dame Orest Brightwater, the Red Tide. Sir Vorus Camber, the Guillotine. Sir Greystone March, the Breaker of Bread. And we read that one too. But good thing it was short. So what didn't we read? King's Seal, House of the Scroll. Yeah, we didn't read this. King's Seal for the House of the Scroll. King Richard, wearer of the seventh crown. Blood of the Fallen Knight, dictated by his humble master Harold Greymont Sarkassian. Magyar Stein, steward of Gleonessa, bearer of the Black Scroll. By decree of your grace and Lord, King Richard. Did we talk to King Richard? I want to say we did. You are to be raised to the status of noble lord of Gleonessa, with accompanying lands, titles, and privileges. As the bearer of the Black Scroll, your house of nobility shall be henceforth recorded as the House of the Scroll. It is your sworn oath and duty to safeguard the Black Scroll. Makes sense. You shall further please your grace with research and study regarding all topics arcane and hailgear in nature. If the House of the Gauntlet is the king's sword arm, then the House of the Scroll shall be the king's sharp mind. Learn all, know all, report all for the benefit of your grace and his peoples. So it is decreed. So we have to return to Gleonessa for sure, or try to find Maegir Stein with King Richard, because I think that's where they said he went, to be with King Richard. Journal Ignavis Part 1. We still have not too many left, plus the Grimoire. My brother Yoram Reese, Cleric of the Order. Father Eric Thostir, called the Morning Light for his altruism and benevolence to all, sent me to look into matters at Ignavis, the house of the mentally infirmed. Oh, it is a dungeon, okay. For several fortnights there have been no messages, no visitors, no word at all. Nobody came with a wagon for supplies or food. Father Thostir found that queer, and so here I am on my way to the infirmary. I arrived unscathed at Ignavis. I encountered no warg-wolves from the mountains or any other creature, thankfully. The outer walls seem to be in disrepair, and it's too dark inside to see anything through the barred windows. I see no sign of anybody. The door is locked, but luckily Father Thostir equipped me with a key. I unlocked the door, but decided to hide the key under a nearby rock so I might look lock the door from the inside once more. Certainly there's a reason why the door is locked. I entered the infirmary. It is as dark as night inside, and I had to use my lantern to illuminate the way. It seems the inside has fallen into disrepair as well. The furniture looks like it was chopped with axes and left strewn about. There is some equipment and a guardsman's spear as well. Still no sign of anybody. I found the burnt remains of someone on the second floor. I found scratches dug into the very walls like someone was grasping for life, and only found the brick surface. I heard some footsteps from downstairs. I will check on those. Still no sign of people. I hear footsteps above now as well. But I was just upstairs. But there's another sound coming from below as well. It sounds like the whickering of a horse. I will look for this horse. I walk past several empty quarters meant for patients. Where did they all go? It smells like stale urine and dung. I hear rats inside the walls clawing away at something unseen. I heard something else, the rattling of plates perhaps. I am putting this journal with my horse and sending it back to Ellen in the event that I find myself unable to do so later. I will write further in a new journal and send word as I can. And this guy, Reese, Thostir told us to check on him if we find him at Ignavis, so this actually plays into a quest in the game. Here's part 2. We have to look for Yoram Reese at Ignavis. After sifting through some old clothes, I found a pendant bearing the heraldry of the House of the Fallen Knight. Could this person perhaps have been related to our king? A peculiar cousin, perhaps? I shall keep it with me for the time being, and perhaps I can return it to his grace in person. I found a chained door. The door is wood, and there are deep gouges in the grain. It looks like someone scratched at it for some time. There is blood in the grooves left behind. Mayhap the person's fingertips wore down? I thought I heard the rattling of plates on the other side of the door. I kicked the door in. The wood was rotten enough, but found nothing inside. There are maggots in a pile in the corner of a room. I watched them for over an hour, I think. I can't quite tell how long. They wriggled and wreathed, squirming all over each other. I didn't know what sustained them, though. When I stopped watching them, I looked away. When I looked back, I did not see them anymore. I found a man. He looked quite well. He bid me greeting, and he wore almost a colorful suit of a fool. Aside from the greeting, he did not say much other than grunts. He danced away happily, and for a moment I wanted to go with him. I hear it. Rats. There are rats everywhere. In the walls, in the ceiling, even below my feet. They scratch and bite and gnaw at the beams. They belong to the fool, I think. The rat lord, rat man, whoever he is. They must be his. I find myself knee-deep in rat droppings. If I continue further, I will surely suffocate. From the stench, I must go back. This place has fallen to the rats. The rat lord is in the wall with his rats. He gnaws and chews and spits. I can hear him. He won't get me, though, nor his rats. He doesn't know I can hear him, but I can. I have sharp ears like a rat myself, and whiskers, and claws. Oh, that is cool. And that's going to be the last we read for now. I might want to make my way to Ignavis next. Do we have a location for that? We don't. But we could just go to Ellen and get to there pretty simply. Alright guys, so that is this place. Let's just peek in. Yeah, nothing we really want or need. Let's see. That would be it then. A couple meads or milks. Alright, so I'm going to save here. We're on D2. So D4 is what again? If I look at the list? D4... Oh, there is no D4. F4 is altruism. Probably the great dragon of altruism. We can maybe check that out. Blight is F4. And I don't remember what Ignavis was, but I think we might go to Ignavis after exploring these ruins and stuff. Right now, I think... Well, actually... We might want to go to Blight because it's F4. That's kind of the next nearest location. We've been playing for 55 minutes, so I have to wrap it here. But let's just... Why is there a road going here? Let's check cartography for a sec. Okay, we're there. I don't know what we could find here. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining me. I do hope you enjoyed today's episode. Got some reading in, which was fun. Explored more of the snowy wastes. And I hope you join me next time for more. Probably won't read now that we caught up a little bit on it, but we will attempt to make more steady progress again, wherever that leads us. There's plenty of places to look. Plenty of places to go still, so... And I might just teleport to Ellen and make Ignavis our next location. Yeah, because we're at a kind of a corner here. So let's do this. As much as I would like to keep looking around, there's not much. You know what? I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna look around because I don't know how often we're gonna be up here. So thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you guys, your viewership. Much love, peace, and joy. Tune in next time for episode 60. Gonna be fun. Much more to come. So long.